a big trip. This is the big one. We are heading to the Big Red Bash, which is absolutely unreal. So keen to get there. We've had a bit of bad luck, unfortunately, with our trip on the way there. There's a huge big rain band that sort of swept through Central Australia, and us being in Adelaide, South Australia, we were planning on heading straight up the Birdsville track all the way to Birdsville, and that would have been an easy route. You know, nothing we haven't done before. Would have been slightly exciting, you know, seeing some new things. We haven't done the top of Birdsville track before. We've done Strzelecki track and a few other bits and pieces around there, but not the Birdsville track. So we were really looking forward to that, but unfortunately that rain's come through and closed all the roads, which has made us have to detour through Broken Hill and then through New South Wales and then Queensland and up and around to Birdsville. This has added a pretty massive amount of driving time onto our trip, and an extra day or two of traveling as well, unfortunately. They have started letting people in early, and there is even a worst case scenario that's even worse than what we're already doing, unfortunately. If the roads do close in Queensland on a particular part, we do have to go right out wide into Queensland, central Queensland, and then right up and around Birdsville, into Birdsville, and then into the festival. So we're going to play it by ear. We're checking in 1 day early to the Big Red Bash. We've got a 1 day early entry pass. They have just made an announcement that they're letting everybody in on, so that was a Monday. So they now made an announcement that they're letting people in on Saturday and Sunday with the 1 day entry pass. So we're going to see what we can do getting up there. It's going to be a hell of a trip. It's always exciting. It's never easy, unfortunately, but we're always keen for an adventure. So stick around. It might turn into a couple of videos on our way there, because we've got a 3-day trip now. But so keen to show you what the Big Red Bash is like. I've seen pictures and videos, and it looks absolutely amazing. So keen. Easy, guys. All right, we're going to hook the van up. We've packed the car, packed the caravan, packed the beer, as you saw, packed the drinks. We've got everything we need. We're just picking the kids up from school now, and we're pretty much ready to head off. So we'll see you on the road. Well, good morning, guys. Bit of a boring traveling day yesterday. Nothing overly exciting. We ended up traveling about 600k, so we've made it to, I don't know if you can see behind me, it's probably not going to focus, but just over here is the South Australian New South Wales border. We have a little bit of driving to do today. It shouldn't be too bad. We should be all right. I think we're going to try and make it to Eromanga, maybe just past Eromanga. See if we can knock out some Ks again today. So that's well and truly past the Queensland, New South Wales, Queensland border. It's going to be a pretty boring drive again. Nothing overly exciting. Like I said previously, it was going to be a lot more exciting if we were heading up the Birdsville track, but we're stuck on the highway at the moment. So there's one road that we're sort of crossing our fingers that we can get down, and it is possible that it may close if there's any sign of rain or water at all. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get through this road, and it's gonna take a fair few hours off our trip. So cross your fingers for us, and we'll check in with you a little bit later. Well, we're cruising along nicely now. We've just pulled over. We're about an hour out of Tibooburra. I think that's how you say it anyway. We're going to throw some lunch into the travel buddy so that when we get to Tibooburra, it's a bit of a mouthful, we can fuel up and have a quick bite to eat and then keep on our way. It's all looking pretty good still. The main dirt road that we're worried about is open. It is labelled as open still, so that should be all good. Bit skeptical, but we'll see what it's like when we get there. right, well, we've well and truly hit the rough stuff now. You can see, as far as you can see that way and that way as well, we are on dirt, on the red dirt again. It's been a little while since we've been on the red dirt, to be honest. Brings back lots of good memories of our Queensland trip as well. I'm not going to air down just yet. It's all pretty smooth. We've just pulled over to have some food out of the Travel Buddy, have a little break, stretch the legs. We had a few other people coming down the track as well, but it's been pretty smooth so far. You can see it's kind of a red sandy sort of sandy dirt, I guess. So it's not too bad at the moment. Some bits are a little bit bumpy. Just hopping out to check everything over as well. I think we'll air down. We'll go a little bit further and then we'll air down and we'll take it from there. We'll see how the road conditions go. Easy, back to it. Good morning, guys. We made it to Eromanga last night somehow. The road to Eromanga, that last little stretch, was absolutely filled with kangaroos. It was crazy. There's actually a free camp spot here in Eromanga in the main street as you pull in. It's on your left. I'll show you on the map where it is. It's got showers, toilets. Everything's actually pretty good in there. It's got a nice communal area and everything as well. So really good sort of halfway spot. We've got a 7-hour drive today. We're going to try and smash it out all at once and get ourselves to Birdsville. Hopefully we've got some nice scenery on the way this time. It'll be good. We finally made it to Windora. Absolutely packed in Windora at the moment. There was some police as you come into town. Do a quick breath test, give me a little bit of grief about my tyres sticking out my car, but that's okay. They were nice enough to let me go away with that. They just suggested that I get some flares, which is something I probably already know. But so we're just lining up for fuel at the moment. You can see that there's a double line right down the main street. There's even a little pub across the road where everyone's hopped out and having a beer. Ollie, Kiana and Bianca have hopped out at the playground just to stretch their legs a little bit. We're gonna top up with fuel here. We're gonna hop straight back on the road and try and smash our trip into Birdsville by today. I think we're about 380 Ks out of Birdsville. So we should be making pretty good time at the moment. Let's fill her up with fuel and keep going. we finally made it into Birdsville. We've just dropped Bianca off to go get the tickets. We've got to collect the tickets from a certain spot, and then we're lined up at the moment to get some fuel. We're going to fill up the petrol. All our jerry cans are full. We haven't used any of the jerry cans yet, so that's all been good. The lineup for fuel, I mean, I'll show you what it looks like at the moment, but it's not too bad really. We're getting towards the end of the day. I think the last sort of time that they start letting people in to the actual festival is about 6 o'clock from what we can see. Our time at the moment, it's about 10 to 4. So we've traveled pretty well today. All the roads on the way in were actually really good. We ended up airing the caravan down to about 25, and we aired the patrol down to about 30. That seemed to carry us nicely over the bumps. The bumps weren't too bad. The corrugations, they were there, but they weren't too bad. Everyone traveled in a convoy pretty bloody well. So there was a lot of dust. They did wet the track down in some spots, but not others. So that was a bit strange, but where they've wet the track down, it was just enough to cover the caravan in mud behind us. Nice even film of mud. And then the dust after that, where they didn't wet the track down, was just enough to cover everything that was wet. So that worked out well. Yeah, so we're going to try and fill up with fuel here. We've got the tickets. Bianca's going to walk back, and then we're going to start heading straight for the Big Red Bash. Something to note is there's some free camping in Birdsville as you come in. There was also police there breath testing as well. So there is probably 1,000 people camping at the free camps as you come into Birdsville. It's pretty amazing. I wish I got the camera out to film it. Pretty epic. So obviously they're all getting here to avoid any chance of the road closures with the rain that's coming. There's a little bit of rain coming on Sunday night, Monday morning, I believe. So there's a chance that some of the roads could close again. So I think a lot of people are just playing it safe, and they're getting here as early as possible. So we've got a 1-day early entry pass, which they've just announced that we can go in either today or tomorrow. So we're going to try and slip in today and just see how we go. Bianca's just got back with all the tickets and everything we need as well. So you can see, I don't know if the camera's probably not going to focus on that. Got our wristbands and everything we need. Bianca just said that the guy gave her a kid's one for some reason. But we've got all our tickets and everything, so it looks like we're good to go in tonight. So we'll check back in with you guys once we're on our way to the Big Red Bash. How exciting.
Always think of you when spring comes, like it's something in the air at that time. Don't know why. Always dream of you when spring comes. It's like the heat on my skin takes me back to the time met you on a Friday, halfway out at the door of the club, playing soul on the weekends, stayed in bed till Wednesday, fell in love with you right there and then. I was young, couldn't see that.
All right, we are here and set up finally. It's such a relief. I can't praise the organizers of this event anymore. You know, it's absolutely amazing the job that they've done. Getting this many people into this spot seamlessly without any problems and so smoothly and quickly. It was absolutely amazing. As we cruised in from Birdsville, we came down a fully sealed road all the way here, adequately signed. There's a turn off onto a dirt road. They've got people waiting there in a lineup, ready to guide you basically where to go. Then you'll get to your designated camping area. And basically what they do is they fill from front to back. That big sort of arch look that they've got around the stage is gradually filled from the front, from those first people that get here. So the earlier you get here, the better. So it's definitely worth buying those 1 and 2 day early entry passes. That would 100% be something that I'd recommend if you were ever to come. Just makes your camping spot a little bit closer to the front. It also makes your walks to and from the stage a lot quicker and easier. Just generally a lot nicer being at the front in our experience. Again, we've only been here once. We've only been here a short amount of time, but already I can tell that is something that would make a lot of difference being here and making everything a little bit more easy and enjoyable. So as we were guided into our campsites, they were gradually filling from the front, like I said, and then we were just directed really easily by really friendly people, all with backpacks on, CB radios. They were all talking with each other. They all know what was going on. We were directed down our sort of arched street. Between the streets, 4 sites deep, I believe. So there are 2 sites that are in the middle. I guess you'd call it sort of trapped in the middle there. Not that you can get in your car and move or anything like that. But there's those 2 sites in the middle, and then the 2 outer sites, and then you've got a street, and then you've got another site, the 2 middle sites, another site, and then a street, if that makes any sense. Really straightforward. We were directed into our site. We were probably being a bit silly, but we were sort of hoping to have a street site. So a site that backs onto the street. So what we know of places sort of like this is that you tend to be a lot more open when you're near like a street or an alleyway or something like that. But the downside to that is you have a little bit more traffic. But our thoughts with this one were that no one's driving their cars today. So, you know, for the whole event, once you sort of park up, you're stuck where you are. The idea is that you walk around on foot and not by car. And that sort of keeps everything a lot more safe. You know, the kids can go play out on the designated roads without any drama. The only people that are driving around are the workers and the volunteers from the organization. As far as the sites go, the sites are really good. I'll show you around our site, show you some footage of our site. You know, we're camped up next to some people. You are allowed to have generators between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. We do have some people next to us that we're running it a little bit later than 8 p.m, but it is what it is. That's sort of something that you're going to put up with this sort of thing, and that's fine. We're pretty self-sufficient. We don't need a generator. So that's, you know, a plus on our side. We don't have to worry about annoying people. Although we did have a few battery problems with the caravan. We had our Red Arc DC charger fail, which is a bit of a bummer and pretty much unheard of. I've not found another Red Arc DC charger that's failed yet from anyone I know. So we'll have to figure out what's going on with that. But we had to hook all our electronics back up to the BM Pro, which is the original caravan equipment that the caravan came with. And it's been fine ever since. So that's all got sorted. That was good. So yeah, sitting here with the car and the caravan, no generator, it's all looking after itself. It's all working out really, really well at the moment. You can hear some other people running generators every now and then, but everyone's pretty cool with it, which is good. We're about four main streets back from the main event, main stage. Probably takes us about five or 7 minutes walk all the way down to the stage. There is tons of food down there as well, so you don't need to worry too much about that sort of thing. So keen to get everything set up and head down to the stage and see what this place is all about, basically. We've got a beautiful, beautiful scene of the big red sand dune behind the main stage, which is absolutely epic. I'm so keen to show you some afternoon shots of that, some live bands and everything on the stage with the people up on the sand dune behind it. I think it's going to be absolutely epic. Unfortunately, I can't throw the drone up here, which sucks, but that's understandable. We've got planes and helicopters flying around. We've got helicopter rides and everything like that, so that's completely understandable. We'll get the drone out again once we sort of get back out onto the Birdsville track. As far as the rest of the event and the organization, it's unbelievable. I've never been to anything like this that's as well organized and runs so smoothly. The toilets are not far from our camp. They're dotted all around the campsites, sort of strategically, all the way down and all the way to the back as well. So you're not allowed to let your grey water drop onto the ground. You do have to collect all your grey water. We've got a 90-litre tank for our grey water, so we should be pretty fine, but we've got a bucket as well just to make sure that we don't spill any on the ground. They've actually got designated spots near all the toilets that let you drop off your grey water as well, which is really, really good, and they come around and drain those tanks. It is a little bit windy today, which is why I'm up in the car, but the sun's out, the sky's clear, everything's beautiful. They did have an absolute ton of rain when we first got here, so we've been here a couple of days already. I haven't had a chance to film much yet. We've been here for a couple of days already. We've sort of settled in and unpacked everything, got everything ready. There was a lot of rain on Monday night. We were here originally one day early, but due to the weather, we were sort of nestled up in the caravan and under the awning and didn't get a whole lot of things done. But we are getting everything progressively unpacked and ready and set up. and a bit more comfortable as that weather becomes nicer. The weather's absolutely beautiful here today. I think it's about 22 degrees. Amazing weather, a little bit windy, but that's all good. That's all part of being in the desert. Can't wait to show you guys around, show you guys some of the live attractions that they've got, the live bands, the concerts, Big Red, the music stalls, all the people, all the cars, all the patrols. There are so many patrols here, it's crazy. So keen to see some of these patrols. All right, guys, we're gonna get back here, have a drink. We're gonna head down to the main stage soon. We're gonna get rolling on the Big Red Bash 2023. I'm so looking forward to this. We've been waiting for so long for this. It's gonna be great. Legs apart, ready? You ready? Lean forward.